This is your fuel tap. Okay, I've taken it out of the tank, and it's got 3 positions on it. It has a pre position, an on position, and a res position. The GPZ600 does not have an off position, unlike the GPX, which has an off but doesn't have a pre. So, for whatever reason, I don't know why. Now, the reason I'm showing these actually is this. Okay, your fuel tap has a built-in filter. Okay, now I'm not going to take this off because I don't want to break it. This is one that I actually have that still works, but underneath here there are 2 tubes, a long one that comes up to here and a short one that comes to here. The long one is the fuel intake for the on position. Okay, it's up here, and when the fuel level comes down and down and down and then goes underneath that tube, obviously the bike will turn off, the engine will start running. Then you turn it to res, which is reserve obviously, and that activates this tube here under here, and it will keep going. It's about down to here. It's not completely down, because there's always muck in these tanks, and if you were to have the tubes really low down, then it would just suck all the rubbish in and eventually get through this filter and block your carbs up. But what I'm saying is, you have a filter. Now look at this filter, it's very fine. It's a fine gauze filter. Okay, I can see through it. Don't know if you can work that out. See that through the camera. The focus isn't catching on this. Hold on. But it's a fine gauge. You do not need to put an inline filter into your fuel line. We have a filter here. Okay, and this one's been designed for this tank, so it's not going to stop the fuel flow. So guys, stop putting these inline fuel filters into your bikes. Okay, this works. And for those of you who don't know, the pre is just short for priming, and what that means is, if you turn it over to prime, then the fuel will flow via gravity. Now you see there are 2 attachment lugs here. The big one is for the fuel. The second one here is for your vacuum nipple, which goes onto your number 2 port of your carb. Generally, you can put it on any port, but generally it's on number 2. And when the engine runs, it creates a vacuum, opens a diaphragm, and allows the fuel to flow when you're on and res. But on prime, that's bypassed and the fuel flows without a vacuum. Okay, that is how your fuel tap works. Some people decide to get a new one because the diaphragm inside here can go hard, and then it'll either stop the flow of fuel or completely open the tap, so even on and reservoir it would flow just like it's on prime. But the aftermarket fuel taps quite often don't have the vacuum nipple, it's just on or off. Questions down below. So that's your fuel filter, fuel tap, and your gauge sensor, and that's it. So yeah, I'll see you next time. Oh, and obviously thanks for watching. I'm not very good at this YouTube stuff.